Morbid CD in my hot little hand. It's called Welcome to Die. I got this CD by donating to their Kickstarter campaign, which I have been doing a lot of lately. And so when you donate to these Kickstarter campaigns, which I just mentioned I do a lot of, you get the product at the end, and sometimes that failure horn cues up. You know, you got the womp, 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 womp. It's like, my $50 went to this? However, this Johnny B. Morbid CD is fantastic. It's got a disc, it's got a DVD, and Johnny B. Morbid be laying it down, so my money went to a good cause. The album is Welcome to Die, so of course I have the title track queued up. It is called Welcome to Die.
Welcome to Die.
Right. World famous, non-stop Seagull Opera, Gloucester, Massachusetts. We're transcribing here. We got 30 blasts. Here we go. I wish I was a seagull. I wish I was a seagull. I wish I was a seagull two. Ah, me and you flying over Gordon Pugh. What a view. Sometimes we talk about Pizza Weezer. See the paint factory pretty good from up here. Smoking dirty old cigars. Old City Hall clock. Maybe we'll go on Central. Sometimes we talk about Pizza Weezer. Joe Poirier. Put a paw in the water. Rip a dipper in the backyard. Me and Annie. I wish I was a seagull. I wish I was a seagull. I wish I was a seagull too.
Some Willie Alexander right here on the Tony Jones Show off of the album The World Famous Nonstop Seagull Opera meets the Fish Tones at the Strand. I got that whole thing out this week. That was a track called Seagull 2. A man from Boston, a man we be loving here on the Tony Jones Show. Another man we be loving, Johnny B. Morbid, is who we heard before that off of the album Welcome to Die. That was Welcome to Die. As you may have guessed, you'll be hearing more off of that album right here on the Tony Jones Show. I just want to mention we kicked things off with The Charms off of the album Charmed. I'm sure that was Boys Room, probably one of the best hooks on a song I've heard in recent memory. That was fantastic.
Yeah, one of the best hooks on one of the best CDs in recent memory.
That was just, we were here, we're getting the show ready and doing some things, we're just kind of hanging out, waiting to go on the air. And that hook, you guys can attest, made me literally LOL.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, he did.
I laughed.
It frightened all of us. It scared us all.
They ran out of the room. George peed a little.
Me and Brad were cowering under the desk.
So, Senior Discount the Band, Senior Discount the Podcast, Senior Discount the Band recording. I do have the song queued up. But before we get to that, tell us about the new... I got to stop saying album because the younger kids don't know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, what's this old geezer talking about?
The new album, I'm calling it an album. So, but basically what we did was have a new album coming out very soon. It's going to be at the end of November at this big CD release party we're doing. And the album is 12 tracks. It's all new songs except for one old song, Smile, that I don't even think we've really told anyone that. We're doing a song from our first album over again because we changed it so much. And we're doing a cover of Bob Marley's Three Little Birds. But it's all new stuff, and it's cool. It's going to be a double disc, and there's the album as well as a live recorded podcast from me and Brad. And when I say live, I don't mean we broadcast it live like, online or over the airwaves. I mean we performed it in front of an audience.
Every time someone buys an album, you go to their house.
Yes.
Do a live podcast.
It's funny because I invited people to the live performance of the podcast, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you invited me because you guys are going to do one of those episodes live, right? Like, what you're going to do, broadcast from your house?" I'm like, "No, we performed it live. Like, we did it live in front of an audience at the AS220 in Providence." But yeah, so we have a podcast. It's called Agreeing to Disagree, the Chuck and Brad podcast. Brad, you can talk about it.
Well, I think we've been going and as we said before, it kind of looks at our personal lives, behind the scenes stuff for the band, behind the scenes stuff for my improv groups, and behind the scenes from our terrible, depressing personal lives.
Yeah.
And then, reviews of movies and music and interesting news items,
And kind of our opinions on different things.
Right.
One of my favorite podcasts we did is me and Brad watched the entire Fast and the Furious saga this year, which I'd never watched before. Have you guys seen it?
No, I've watched a bit
bits
of
and
the
pieces.
first. Yeah.
I'm telling you this right now, starting with number 5, like probably the best non-superhero action series that's going on right now. It's amazing. Starting with that. Anyway, one of my favorite podcasts we did was me and Brad telling the entire story of all 6 movies to my friend Matt. Yeah. And it's kind of, the comedy comes from us trying to be like, what was that guy's name? And also like kind of like,
we're like, oh, then Vin Diesel says that, and just referring to and switching back and forth between characters and people.
But the podcast is kind of like that, where it has to do with basically kind of an appreciation for all types of art, whether it's music, movies, video games, cartoons, books, including like our point of view of it from the artist's point of view, you know. We go to a lot of events, local events, as well as like non-local events, and we talk about that kind of stuff. But it's really this kind of weird, I guess it is just about like two people who are trying to create art, kind of experiencing other art, and kind of talking about their lives as this, like, as this being part of it.
And the live podcast, we wanted it to be special. We wanted it to be set apart.
Yeah.
So we said, you know what, let's just make it funnier than anything we've done in a long time.
Yeah.
And worked on specific comedy segments. Right. Chuck and his cousin Patrick revealed a prank they had pulled on me one Christmas.
Oh, let me tell them.
Oh, please.
So basically, this is my favorite things about the live podcast. So we wanted it to be all funny stuff. So, you know, we had certain ideas that we knew would be funny, certain people we were going to bring up and talk to. And one of the things we did was for Christmas last year, or a couple years ago, me and Patrick, my cousin, we got 100 postcards with Brad's face on them. It said, "Merry Christmas from Brad." We sent them to 100 random addresses across the United States. But with, like, crazy messages so that you would think, basically, that he kind of thought you were someone else with the same name. So you would get one that says, like, to Tony Jones. And one of the examples was, "I hate you for what you did to me. I can't believe it took me this long to find your new address. The cat is coming tomorrow. You have to give it its medicine at this time. Don't try to get in contact." So this person gets this and they're like, "This cat's coming tomorrow. What am I going to..." And so we read all the postcards we did, or the best ones, as well as all the responses we got, because we got quite a few responses.
Yeah, we had left a fake email address on there to send messages to, and people did.
Oh, people did. But it's cool because we've done pranks over the years. It's kind of been one of the things we did online to promote for our shows. Is for like our old lead guitarist, we on Halloween we filled his room completely with pumpkins, and then for Thanksgiving we filled his room with a live turkey. And
you filled his room with a live turkey? Yeah. It was a really
Where does
big
one
turkey.
procure a live turkey?
Yeah, well, you get them to kill. People buy them to kill, and they're alive when you buy them. So we bought them and we kept them as a pet.
You are free.
It's true.
Like the Schindler's List of turkeys.
Yeah, exactly. But this live podcast arena, to kind of present either video segments of pranks we're doing or stuff that we can actually, go through live and have people experience, is to me, a more fun way to do it than just putting the videos up on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, defecate enough in this room, Mr. Turkey, and you are free.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he actually did a lot too. We kept him. He was a good turkey. He was well behaved.
How long does a turkey live if you don't slaughter it for Thanksgiving?
I think the turkey lived for 10 months. I don't think they're supposed to live, though, because I think they feed them weird things to be fattened up for Thanksgiving. But we didn't want to kill them, But yeah, so the podcast, normally, it's kind of a mix of comedy and like our opinions and stuff that's going on with us. But the live podcast DVD that comes with our new album, 100% comedy.
And let me stop you now.
Yeah.
Now, Tony just criticized himself for using the word album. You just used it.
Yeah.
Now, we have...
Maybe I'm wrong.
All right, there's no better place than the Tony Jones Show to settle this issue right now. Okay, now we have 3 different generations sitting in this, or standing in this room right now.
This is a fireside chat.
Right. Okay.
Exactly. We are going to have an immediate, spontaneous fireside chat on this subject.
Let's do it.
What the hell do we call recorded music in the 21st century, 2013? We have CDs, we have albums, we have records.
Downloads.
Whenever a band has a new product that's a grouping of songs, I would generally refer to that as an album.
I agree completely.
And that covers whether or not it was made physically or it's just on like, let's say it's a 12-track thing on iTunes. I'd say that's the band's new album.
Right, because an album is a collection of artistic works.
Yeah, right. That's what I would think.
Okay.
And if you have an actual physical CD,
then it's...
You could call it a CD or an album, I'd say.
Right.
In that case. If it's like 5 songs, I call it an EP. But besides that, I think album is my general thing.
No, I agree 100%.
Album stays.
Album stays.
Kid stays in the picture.
Yes. The decision has been made.
I'm glad we could settle that for all of America.
Let's put the word out.
Yeah. But that's kind of that's kind of the package that we have, is all new songs. And the band, like Senior Discount as a band, we don't release that much new stuff all the time. Like our last full length was 2006. Then we did a movie in 2007, a documentary. Then we did an EP in 2009. And the reason that it's been so few and far between is because we try to really play shows and push these songs. And we also try to like do a lot of shows. So in some ways, I do think it's bad to not release as much new music as probably we should. At the same time, there are a couple songs that we play that I think very many people know, that we can play a lot of shows maybe where we didn't even expect people to know the songs, and they will. So it's a double-sided sword.
And I'm sure as as we can all attest to, there just are not enough hours in the day.
Well, that's the other
that
thing.
works out fine though, because